show for 16 years and counting.
Thanks for staying with us. I'm Bill O'Reilly in a personal story segment tonight. Political correctness. It has reached critical mass in America as many folks are terrified of even giving opinions for fear of being branded a villain. Joining us now from Dallas, Nick Adams, author of the book Retaking America, Crushing Political Correctness. Here in New York City, Michael Rechtenwald, professor of liberal studies at NYU. So you were put, Professor, on paid leave, okay, for actually attacking the PC culture at your college, correct?
That's right. Well,
what happened?
What I did is I established an anonymous Twitter account, the anti-PC NYU prof, and I tweeted a few tweets about political correctness and the way it was ruling the university.
Give me an example.
Well, I talked about the Halloween costume surveillance, for example, in which students, the most scary thing about Halloween today is not, being scared by costumes, it's being scared to wear them because of the surveillance upon students. They're being,
if they dressed as
a
sombrero at the Mexican, and then they would be held to task.
That's right.
But your case had a happy ending, that you were suspended with pay, but then promoted to a full professor.
Right. In the interim, I got a promotion to full professor and a
shocking.
raise. Yes. I mean, it's amazing.
Especially at NYU.
But I think the key is that I held my own, and I didn't back down. I continued to say what I was saying and to say...
Based upon freedom of speech, right?
Freedom of speech, that's right.
All right. Now, Mr. Adams, we asked you to come up with a couple, because you're the author of the book, with a couple of examples of how PC behavior is harming the nation directly. Go.
Bill, lots of different examples, because I think political correctness is pretty much behind every single problem that we see in America today. Straight off the bat, let's talk about Hampshire College in Western Massachusetts, a liberal arts institution of about 1,400 students. Last November started doing all kinds of funny and awful things, quite frankly, with the American flag. It led to the United States flag being removed for a period of time under the tenure of the college president, Jonathan Lash. And it was only when veterans groups and other patriotic forces came together that action was taken and that flag was actually restored.
It was only after Jesse Waters went up there, embarrassed them, and the next day it was put up. All right, what's your second example?
The second example, I think, is a pretty recent example of the travel ban and the reaction to it, specifically on Capitol Hill, and even more specifically, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, who put on an Oscar-worthy performance, replete with crocodile tears and different props, talking about how this travel ban that the president had signed, which was really seeking to keep us safe, was mean-spirited, that the Statue of Liberty had tears running down her cheeks.
Right, it was anti-Muslim.
He was waxing lyrical.
That's what it was. All right, those are good examples. Now, how did we get here, Professor? How did this happen? I mean, when I was in college in the 60s, there was a lot of uproar, and it was a little bit of political correctness, but not anything near this. How did it happen?
Well, I'm doing a book on the genealogy of just how this business got to where it is today, and it really is very scary, Bill. It goes back to Maoism, frankly. Many, many techniques from Maoism have been adopted by the PC left, and now the PC left's, their agenda has been taken up by the administration and universities, and now it's ruling the roost.
And the root of the Maoism is you can't say certain things.
Yeah, the shaming culture that goes on. This goes back to Maoist struggle circles, they were called. And the self-deprecation that people are expected to engage in. This goes back to what is called Maoist autocritique, in which one deprecates oneself before the audience and tears oneself to pieces.
Especially if you're white,
straight
Christian,
male, cisgendered
male. So you're the oppressor then.
That's right.
Okay, so that's what the PC culture is going for here. Do you see it the same way, Mr. Adams?
I do, Bill, but I think that political correctness is far more than just an imposition on speech. I think it's a way of life. I think it's a mentality. It's a psychology. It's one that says that you should strive for mediocrity as opposed to greatness, that success shouldn't be celebrated or admired, that it should be resented, that you shouldn't colour outside of the lines. I can't think of anything more un-American or anti-American, and whether it's porous borders, declining educational standards, as you illuminate every Monday night across America, all of those things really have their roots in politically correct hostility aimed directly at the values that have made America the exceptional nation on this earth.
You guys both make great points, but here's one point that I want to make. Right now in this society, achievers are considered the enemy, and people who don't achieve are considered the victims. And that
That's exactly
we see has seeped in almost everywhere. Gentlemen, thank you very much.